Welcome to Webinar Daily. I'm Kimberli Allen, CEO and founder of Everything Webinar. I have the luxury of being joined today by Maryann Remsburg, who is the co-owner and co-founder of Adventurous Life. Maryann is also a coach, a life coach, a speaker, and an author. Her book is actually on Amazon now. Very exciting. Maryann actually went through a virtual office audit, which most of you know by now is a new launch for Everything a Webinar. It's 30 minutes, it's 7 steps, and it is guaranteed to change the way that you view your unique presentation space. Let's hear a couple words from Maryann for how the audit went for her. Maryann?
Thanks for having me, Kimberli, and I appreciate the audit. It brought to light things that you don't really think of when you're doing presentation skills. And I have been trying to improve my virtual scene, doing Zoom meetings, but this showed me things that I didn't even notice before. One thing that really stood out to me was my camera angle. As Kimberli you went through all the 7 steps you talked about. And you pointed out to me, Kimberli, that my angle was a little low. And the funny thing is, I have to tell you that I raised it up and I mentioned this to a friend who I'm on weekly meetings with. And I said, I had this virtual audit and I learned all these different things. And one of them was my camera angle. And my friend who's on a weekly meeting with me says, "Oh, yeah, I've always thought it looked like you were looking down at the camera." And I'm thinking, well, why didn't she tell me, first of all? But second, it is that thing of having someone point out those things that might be obvious to everyone else, but it wasn't really obvious to me. I thought, well, it's high enough. I put it on a small box. And so you helped me get it to the right height. So that was really helpful. Some other things that I still need to work. We were talking about before, about these things. Reflection. I have this really cool picture back here, but you can't even see it because you're focused on the reflection behind me. Those kind of things were able to come to light and just help me have an even more professional and better seen and keep me focused and my listeners focused on the content of what I have to say and not the distractions of my virtual appearance. So thank you very much, Kimberli. It was very powerful. I can't wait for you to speak to other groups that I know and help others as well.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Maryann. That was very, very helpful information. And I want you all to know that Maryann is already a seasoned speaker. And I've spoken to many, many professional speakers who, once they go through a professional virtual office audit, just like Maryann said, a lot of these things come to light and other people might be thinking it about your virtual environment, but they won't necessarily tell you because they're not a professional like we are at Everything Webinar. So book your audit today. There is no reason for you to wait. If you are working in the virtual environment, you could be leaving dollars on the table if your sales reps aren't trained. You could absolutely fail at that next presentation if you are not prepared. I urge you to book your audit as soon as humanly possible. Thank you all. And as always, I hope to meet you soon.